Hey there, and welcome back to another deep dive.
Hey, everyone.
We are pretty excited today to jump into something that really feels like a peek into the future, like how we get information online.
Totally. If you use Google Search at all, which is, well, pretty much everyone,
Right.
this new thing you're testing is definitely worth paying attention to.
Yeah, we've been looking at this article from GigaHober. It lays out a new feature Google's working on.
It does, and it gives us a good handle not just on what it is, but, why it matters. For us using search, and maybe for the whole web, like publishers too.
Exactly. So our mission today, we're going to unpack this article for you. We'll look at this new feature, figure out where it even came from, which is kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Then get into the nitty-gritty of how it actually works, like what you'd see. And then zoom out a bit to the bigger picture questions the article brings up.
It's really a dive into AI and search, and maybe how you might be getting info pretty soon.
So first things first, what are we actually talking about here? The core idea from the source.
Okay, so Google's introducing something called Cecily Ozitler.
Yeah. Which translates to
Audio overviews.
audio overviews. Okay, the name tells you a lot. The article says it's AI supported, right?
Yeah, definitely AI driven. And the big thing the article points out is that it's pitched as a new way to get info from search results.
Like different from just reading text.
Exactly. It builds on those text AI overviews you sometimes see. The AI Ozitlery.
Ah, yeah, those quick summaries at the top. So this is like
Uh-huh.
that, but spoken.
You got it. And the key benefit the article highlights, letting users understand search results, quote, without using your hands.
Whoa. Okay, without using your hands. That immediately makes me think of driving, cooking.
Right. Exercising, or maybe just, kicking back and you don't want to hold your phone.
Right.
It's about getting that summary audibly.
That feels like a potentially huge convenience shift. I mean, we are often multitasking.
It seems like a very strategic move, based on the article. Using AI not just to summarize info, but to change the way it's delivered, making it fit more situations than just reading.
Okay, this is where it gets really interesting, according to the article. This wasn't just dreamed up for search, was it? It has a backstory.
Yeah, that's right. The article traces it back to another Google tool, NotebookLM.
NotebookLM, their AI note-taking thing.
Exactly, the AI-powered research assistant.
Okay, that makes sense. That tool is all about dealing with dense information.
Precisely. And the source says that within NotebookLM, this audio feature used their advanced Gemini models
And its job there was.
to help people more easily digest complex stuff they'd put into NotebookLM. Think like long documents, research papers, that kind of thing. You can get the key points read aloud.
So it started helping users wade through their own detailed, complex info. Pretty powerful for a research tool.
Definitely. And the article really emphasizes that bringing this out of NotebookLM and into Google Search, well, that's a solid demonstration of Google's bigger plan.
A demonstration of what exactly?
Of making this kind of information access, quote, more accessible and convenient for, well, everybody, a wider audience.
Taking it from a niche tool to the main stage.
Right. And the article frames that as Google pushing interaction with search results beyond traditional text-based formats. It's thinking about how billions of people get knowledge.
It really suggests they see limitations in just text snippets, that we
Yeah.
need info in different ways sometimes.
Yeah, it acknowledges that whole multitasking reality we live in.
Okay, let's get practical. The article goes into how this actually works, how you'd use it in search. So how do you trigger it? Is it on every search?
No, not according to the source. It says it's offered for specific queries where Google thinks it would be considered useful.
Like what?
The example they give is a how-to question, like how do noise-canceling headphones work?
Ah, okay. Something with a bit of complexity that could use a quick verbal summary.
Seems like it. And when you search for something like that, if Google decides it's a good fit, you'll see an option. The article calls it a button, Generate Audio Overview.
And where does this button pop up? The search results page is already pretty busy.
Good question. The source says it often appears under the People Also Ask module.
Okay, that PAA box. Yeah, that seems logical. It's already trying to give quick answers.
Right, so you see the button, you click it, then what? Is it instant audio?
I'm guessing not if it's generating it on the fly.
You guess right.
Yeah.
The article says once you select it, the system starts creating the audio summary, and it specifies this can take, get this, up to 40 seconds.
40 seconds. Wow. Okay, that's not insignificant.
No, it tells you there's some serious AI crunching happening. It's likely pulling info, summarizing it, then turning it into speech.
Makes sense. It's probably looking at multiple sources, too.
Probably. And once it is ready, the interface sounds pretty standard. The article describes a user-friendly audio player appears with standard controls.
Like play, pause, volume.
Exactly.
Yeah.
The article lists play pause, volume adjustment, and playback speed options.
Playback speed. Okay, that's a good detail. People
Yeah.
who listen to podcasts or audiobooks fast will appreciate that.
Totally. It really leans into that convenience thing the article mentions, catering to people who, quote, prefer listening instead of reading.
It gives you flexibility for, multitasking or engaging in other activities.
Precisely.
Okay, but when you get an AI summary, especially a spoken one, you gotta wonder, where did this info come from? Does the article talk about transparency? Sources?
It does. Yeah, this is important. The article says Google prioritizes transparency. And the key detail is they include source links right there in the audio player.
Oh, that's crucial. So it's not just a black box spitting out audio.
Right. You can see where the summary was drawn from.
Yeah.
The source says users are easily directed to the original web pages if they want to dig deeper.
Good. So the audio is the quick summary, the brief and clear summary, as the article puts it.
Yeah.
But the full context and detailed information remain easily accessible. You can still click through.
Exactly. Path to the original is still there.
Okay. What about telling Google if the summary was any good? Is there feedback?
Yep, that's built in too, according to the article. Users can give direct feedback right there. It mentions a simple like or dislike sign.
Thumbs up, thumbs down. Standard stuff.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And the article explains why they want this feedback. It's so Google can refine the feature according to user preferences and perceived usefulness.
Makes sense. They need to know if it's actually working well for people, if the AI is getting it right.
Mm-hmm. Data to improve the algorithm or figure out when it's actually helpful to offer it.
And where can people try this now? The article mentioned availability.
Yeah, it's limited for now.
Yeah.
The source says it's currently only in the US, only in English, and you have to be part of Google's experimental program labs.
So still very much in the testing phase. Controlled rollout.
Exactly. Ironing out the kinks, gathering data before maybe going wider.
Okay, so we've covered what audio overviews are, the cool origin story from NotebookLM, how they work, transparency, feedback. But the article shifts gears a bit, right, to the wider impact.
Yeah, this is a really important part of the discussion in the source. It puts this launch into context.
What context is that?
Well, the timing. The article notes this is happening at a time when debates about the impact of AI-supported summaries on news publishers' traffic have increased.
Ah, right. The whole issue with AI overviews potentially keeping people from clicking on links. We've heard a lot about that.
Exactly. The source specifically points to a recent Wall Street Journal report that highlighted those concerns. Worries that Google's AI overviews and similar tools were, quote, diverting traffic from news sites and others.
Because you get the answer right there on Google, so why click? That's the fear.
That's the core tension. And the article points out that even though audio overviews are framed as helping auditory learners and being accessible, the basic mechanism is the same, providing short summaries directly in search results. And that, the source says, still raises questions for content creators about the future of website visits.
And visits mean revenue for a lot of sites.
Right. So if you get the answer spoken to you, are you less likely to then go click a link? Maybe even more so than reading a text summary.
That's a good point. If the whole point is without using your hands.
Exactly. The article lays out this challenge Google has. Balancing the clear usefulness of these new AI features for us, the users.
Which is useful.
With the need to support the broader web ecosystem, including the publishers making the actual content.
It sounds like a tightrope walk. They need the web's content, but their AI features might reduce traffic to that content.
It's a difficult balance, yeah. And the article presents it as an ongoing thing Google's navigating. Those source links are one attempt to bridge that, maybe.
Maybe. But it seems like these new formats, like audio, just intensify that whole discussion about traffic and value exchange.
The article certainly suggests it's intensifying the debate.
Okay, so let's bring this all back home to you listening. We've gone through what this GigaHaber article tells us about Google's audio overviews.
So think about it. How might this change the way you use search? Are you often doing other things while you need info? Driving. Around the house.
Could getting answers spoken to you be a game changer? It really does lean into that multitasking life.
But, like we just talked about, there's that bigger balance Google's trying to strike, giving you the info instantly versus sending you to the source.
It's fascinating seeing search move from text to audio right in the results. It really shows AI isn't just summarizing, it's changing the whole interaction, the whole
Yeah, the
interface.
medium is changing. And
And
this feels like, I don't know, just one more step in how AI is reshaping everything about finding information online. Makes you wonder what's next.
totally. Where does it go from here?
Yeah, watching this move from that niche NotebookLM tool to mainstream search and thinking about these publisher questions, it's definitely something to keep an eye on.
All right, so that was our deep dive into Google's Cecily Isitler, or audio overviews. We looked at where they came from.
That NotebookLM connection.
Yeah, how they work in search, the audio player, the source links for transparency.
And the feedback mechanism, too.
Right. And then we got into those really important ripple effects for publishers that the article brought up.
It's all about that convenience and accessibility, trying to make getting info easier, especially when you can't easily read.
Absolutely. So, as we wrap up, maybe here's a final thought for you to chew on. As search results get richer, with AI summaries, maybe audio options like this, how could that fundamentally change your own habits, like how you research
Or
things?
even what kind of content gets made. If summaries become the main interaction, how do creators adapt to even get noticed?
Lots to think about as you keep exploring online.
Definitely food for thought.
Thanks so much for diving in with us today.
Yeah, this was fun.
We'll catch you on the next deep dive.